light shining, darkness goes so bright.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have for you a Valentine's Day eye look. Unfortunately, I've been really unwell for about 10 days now, and so it finally got me all the way, and I was down for a couple weekends and I had to miss work for a day, and so I didn't know if I was even going to be able to get this up in time, but thankfully I feel better. I have a day to get this posted so that you can get it before Valentine's Day. And I've had a vision of what I wanted to do just from looking at some inspiration pictures as well as my own spin and my own ideas. So if you would like to see what I came up with for Valentine's Day, please keep on watching. Those of you who know me very well know that my favorite color is pink. I love pink. I love pink and sparkly even more. And so when I think of a Valentine's Day look, it is just all with pink in the center of it. And so I kind of went through and looked at all my products and just pulled out my favorite pink or rosy colored items, and I'm just going to use them all in one look. I also, from a recommendation from my friend Kasie here on YouTube, I'll link her down below, found a really nice cosmetic grade glitter for a reasonable price and ordered some pretty pink colors. So I'm going to use one of those as well. So pink and sparkly it is. I do want to talk about this before I even get started. I don't know if it's even visible on camera, but I do have a cut right here on my lip, and it actually extends down into my skin. And I'm halfway embarrassed to even tell you how I got the cut, but in case you notice it, I just wanted you to know where it came from. You guys know I've changed my eating habits dramatically, and I don't eat sugar anymore, and I don't eat refined carbohydrates or any of those things, and so I don't eat chips anymore. But the one thing that is allowed by myself is pork skins, because they're crunchy and they're salty, and it just kind of fills that need whenever I'm wanting Doritos instead. So I was eating one of those, and I guess I crunched down on it in a weird way, and it just cut my mouth open right there. So if you like those, be careful. They can be dangerous. So I did my foundation, my bronzer, my eyebrows, and I primed my eyes with Painterly Paint Pot, but I waited for blush and highlight because I wanted you to see the pretty pink colors that I chose. My favorite blush palette for pinky colors is this one, and this is the Lorac Beauty and the Beast cheek palette. And I just kind of think I'm probably going to use the pinkiest one here and maybe mix a few. And the only really truly pink highlights that I have are this loose one called Pink Sapphire by Ofra. And I don't know if you can see the color in there, but it is pretty glittery. It's a little bit more glittery than I like, but since it's a special occasion, I'm just going to get more glittery. Is that all right with you? The other is the palette that I pulled whenever I was choosing my items for Shop My Stash for February and March. And that is the Laura Geller Baked Gelato Swirl Illuminators. And we've got this color called Peach Glow. And to me, it looks pink. So I think I'm going to do a combination of those two and get some pretty pink cheeks going. I'm going to start off with an angled blush brush by Morphe, and I'm going to go into the Lorac palette into the color Enchanted right here and apply that to my cheeks. I'm going to go ahead and move my camera down a bit so that I am more in frame when I'm leaning forward. I love Lorac blushes. You barely have to use any, and it's beautiful. Shows up very well and blends out really easily. Very pink. I haven't worn makeup since Friday, and it's now Monday or Tuesday. I don't even know what day it is. So this is fun. So I'm going to start with that. I think I'll go just a tad bit in this top one, which is called Rose. just to add a little bit more at the lower part of my cheekbone. Yeah, I like that. And then we'll go for some highlighter. I think what I'll do is start off with the Ofra glittery one and then top it with the other. I don't know if that's a good order, but that's the order I'm going to go in. I'm going to use my Smashbox fan brush. Ordinarily what I do when I use these kind of loose highlighters or blushes is I just kind of take what's already in the cap and start with that, and I'll add to it if I need to, but I put it on my brush on both sides and then I just kind of tap it off. Let's see what we got here. Yes, this is just how I remembered. It's very shimmery and it's a little bit glittery, but it's super pretty. And I don't think I want to go that far with this kind of shimmeriness on everything else. I think I'll use the other one and just kind of use this one just for my cheeks. I don't think I want this kind of glitter on my nose and lip and all that. That's really pretty. I think I'll stop with that for now and go into the Laura Geller one, the Peach Glow, which is that one. And I guess there will be a little bit left on the brush. I always wonder why they make these pans so little that you can barely get your brush into it. That maybe they're not expecting us to use a fan brush. I don't know. Yeah, that's cute on my tip of my nose. And my Cupid's bow. I'm going a little heavy with this because I'm going to use a big powder brush to kind of blend everything out, and then I'll go back and reapply where it's needed. I'm also going to put this Peach Glow on the bridge of my nose. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Now I'm going to go through and kind of use this that I used for my translucent powder earlier, just to kind of blend it all out, and then I'll go back and reapply where needed. Alright, so I'm blushed and highlighted now. I am ready to get on to the eyeshadow. I have this vision in mind. I don't know if I have the time or energy for this, but I think I'm going to do it. I'm afraid I'm going to run out of energy. Usually whenever I deal with long periods of time where I'm in extreme pain, it just wears me out, and it takes me a while to get back up on my feet, and I'm just one day out of this, and it's just so much better that I'm so relieved, but at the same time, I really am exhausted, and so I am going to do the best I can. And truth be told, I'm probably going to wash this directly off of my face after I'm done and take a nap with Eli back there. So I kind of went through my palettes, and I was looking for kind of a mauvey, rosy, burgundy, or plummy kind of look, and I have it in my mind. It's very hard to describe, but the very first color as a transition color is kind of a mauvey color, and so I'd already intended on using my Modern Renaissance palette, but I was looking at this shade called Buon Fresco, which is right here, and I think that might be a good beginning transition color. And if I use it on my Big BH blender, I think it will sheer out nicely, and I'm going to try real hard to put it up high enough to where I don't have to reapply it later. So it may look kind of funky to begin with, but I think it'll all work itself out. So going in with Buon Fresco with a BH Cosmetics blender into my crease and upper crease.
Like stars that shine in darkness goes so bright. You once told me I'd have to dim my light. My mystic being
And I also know that I want to start my lower lash line with this color. So while I'm in this color, I'm just going to go ahead and really sloppily put it in my lower lash line, or put it on my lower lash line using the Coastal Scents BRC N09, which is kind of a tapered pointed blender.
Like stars that shine in darkness glow so bright.
Okay, whenever I was thinking about the next color, I wanted it to be pink, but I wanted it to be kind of a hot pink, and I wanted it to be enough to where it's really noticeable, but not necessarily using it for depth, but I mean a little bit using it for depth, but mostly using it for color. And the color that stood out to me is this shade right here called Love Letter in the Modern Renaissance palette. I have been looking at lots of pictures, like I said, and every time I saw a color that looked like this, I just kept thinking that must be Love Letter or something similar. I also want to use a darker color than that I found, I think, in another palette, and hopefully they'll all match up well, but I know this one will match up well with what I have started, so we're going to go with it. I am going to use a clean BRC 250, which is a blending fluff from Coastal Scents. And I'm going to start off really slow and build this up. I want it to be intense, but I don't want it to be intense right off the bat. I'm going to start by just putting it in my upper crease across, like almost all the way across, kind of like a faux cut crease. I'm not going to cut the crease because I'm going to use glitter, and that pretty much cuts the crease for you, but I am going to put a distinct color there.
Stars that shine in darkness glow so bright. You once told me I'd have to dim my light. My mystic being held by gravity. I almost let you hold me back from everything. Oh, me and my shadow learn to let go. Oh, burning my fears now, stealing the power. I'll keep falling, falling. I'll keep falling, falling. I was gone, hanging on the edge, but now I come back like a goddess, like a you shot my conscience, flew up to the sky.
I'm also going to take this Morphe Dome brush and go into that Love Letter and put it right over that blonde fresco down below here. Okay, from here, this is where I was wanting the much deeper berry color. And I couldn't really find one in that palette because the other red colors are more red and I was looking for more of a berry color. So I think I did find one. It's called Magnetic. It's in this Stila Perfect Me, Perfect Hue palette. And this is one from my stash. But I think this color right here is going to work out perfectly. And if needed, I can use this color to blend some out. I'm going to use this Makeup Geek Defined Crease Brush to place it. I'm going to keep this really tight to the outer V. And this is really going to darken this outer corner and give some depth.
Like stars that shine in darkness, glow so bright. You once told me.
That really adds some nice smokiness. And then I'm going to go in with the brush I was using for the love letter and just blend that out and pull that forward.
Like stars that shine in darkness, glow so bright. You once told me.
Okay, I'm going to go back in to the love letter. I didn't add any product a few minutes ago or when the first time I went in with this, but I am going to put a little bit on that to blend that out further. And really pull that darker color into the crease. Alright, I feel like I have a little bit of fallout, probably not much, but I'm still going to brush it off just in case. One more thing I'm going to do before I go further, and I'm just going to dip real lightly back in with that Blonde Fresco with my BH Cosmetics blender. And I'm going to go around the outside of the whole thing with this, just to make sure there's a nice pinky color hanging out from underneath. And that it's blended. That looks really good. That's what I'm looking for. Really smoky, really pretty. It's time for glitter. And guys, when I get to this part, I get nervous because I don't want to mess up all this hard work. And I've done some really good things with glitter, and I've done some not so great things with glitter. So today, I want it to turn out really well. I think, though, I may go ahead and go and take care of my inner corners and my brow bone, just because. Kind of take care of that before we get started with the rest. I think I'm just going to pull this shade from the Modern Renaissance palette Vermeer, which is right here, and use that for my inner corner. It kind of has a pinky tone to it. I'm using a MAC 242. Alright, that's good. For the brow bone, I'm going to go into Primavera, which is a matte shade. I just used my color switch, and I'm going to use that for under my brow bone. And once I have that on, I'm going to again go back through with the BH blender that has a little bit of Blonde Fresco and just go through and smooth that area in between those two colors. Like that. So we've got a bright inner corner and a bright brow bone, just like I wanted it. So it's time for the glitter. And like I said, my friend Kasie told me about this website that sells wholesale, basically, glitters. And they have all kinds of glitters, but they have cosmetic grade glitters, and it was really inexpensive. You get these little tubs about this big, and I'm going to be giving some of these away in a giveaway. I got several different colors of pink. I'm going to go with this one just because it's the lightest and I think it'll look the prettiest. This is the color Blushes Pink. But you have to order 3 little minis of that particular color, but they're 89 cents a piece. So for less than $3, you get 3 of the same color. The coolest part is they have holographic ones. They have ones that look like pearls. They've got all different kinds of finishes. Anyway, it's called glittermyworld.com. And like this one, I don't know if you can tell on camera, this one is holographic. This one is called Pink-tastic, and it's holographic. I got a silver holographic. This is just a normal glitter. This one is called Pink Kisses, and I kind of thought of mixing all these together, but one thing is they fill them to the top, and they are a little bit messy when you first open them up, and so I decided I didn't want 3 containers of open glitter on my vanity whenever I have the propensity to knock things off all the time. I don't have the energy for that kind of mess today. So I decided I'm just going to stick with this one color, which is Blushes Pink, because I just think that will look really pretty on the inner corner. And I've got the love letter pulled pretty far in, and so I'm not sure how far I'm going to go with the glitter. But when I was doing the Magnificent Metals with an eyeliner brush, that worked really well to give me a lot of control. And so I think that's what I'm going to do this time, because I don't want big masses of glitter that are all in a big clump and don't look like they're placed in the right place. So I really don't want that to happen this time. So I'm going to work on it. And I just remembered that I almost forgot one of my rules, which is I need to get my eyeliner on first before I start the glitter, because I don't want to have to go over glitter with eyeliner. It ends up for an imprecise line, and I don't like that. So I'm going to go off camera and do my eyeliner, and then I'll be back to deal with the glitter. All right, I have on my winged eyeliner, and now I'm getting ready to go in with my concealer brush. This is a no-name concealer brush, and my NYX glitter glue. I'm going to put a pretty healthy amount on my top of my hand, about that much, because I want to make sure that I have enough for it to really hang on. I know it's probably going to fall out on my face to some extent, but I want to limit that as much as possible.
Like stars that shine in darkness goes so bright.
All right. From there, I'm going to open the glitter, and I'm going to use this HUDA eyeliner brush to go into the glitter. Again, I'm just going to use what's in the cap, or start with it. I don't want to spill it out, but there's the beautifulness we're dealing with. And hopefully this method with this brush will work well again for me. And I think I'm good with where that is. I don't think I want to pull it any further across. I think that's good. I think that's super pretty, and I'm going to leave it at that. It may, end up moving a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and use my brush here to brush off what I can see, and we'll go on to the next eye.
Like stars that shine in darkness goes so bright. You once told me I'd have to dim my light, my mystic being held by gravity. I almost let you hold me back from everything.
All right, we've got some glitter. We have some glitter in places we don't need it to be too, so I'm gonna take a minute and see what I can do about cleaning this up a little. So I'm gonna go ahead and put on mascara and lashes. I'm going to use my favorites, Christina Wispies, because I don't want to cover up all this pretty eyeshadow. And I certainly don't want to cover up all this glitter that I just took all the trouble of getting on my eyes. So I am going to put on mascara top and bottom, curl my eyelashes, and put on the lashes, and I'll be back. And we'll get a lippy on and do my hair, and we'll have a final look for you. Be back in a few. Alright guys, so I did put on the lashes and I put on some mascara. Yeah, and hopefully they don't look janky. So I'm going to get up close and show you the eye look. These are the Christina wispy lashes that I was telling you about. I think it turned out super pretty. I love the glitter. I love the burgundy and the pink together. That little bit of light purple poking out the top. I love it. Now my hair, whole different story. I kind of put it up wet and it kind of dried all funkety, so it's whatever. But as I was going through my shopping of my stash recently, I found a Vice lip palette, and in it was a really pretty shimmery hot pink lippy. And I thought that would be perfect for today. This is the palette. And inside it says, lipstick is my vice, and you guys know this to be the truth. And inside is this color is the one that I am trying to keep from blinding you, but I'm not doing a very good job. This color here is the one that I was talking about, and it is called Big Bang. So I also have an Urban Decay lippy that I think is going to look good with it, or a lip liner that I think is going to look good with it, which is called Bittersweet. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on, and I'm going to use my finger for the lipstick unless I have to find a lip brush, but I'm going to try to put it on with my finger. But first we're going to go in with the lip liner.
Stars that shine in darkness glows so bright.
And now Big Bang. This is really hot pink, but it's got some purple in it too. It's almost like a duochrome. Guys, my lips are so crusty from being not feeling well. But that looks really cool. I feel like I'm making a mess of myself. And of course I have my injury over here. I think I'm going to get a little brush and at least kind of go up around the lip line. I like that. And I think it looks really good with what is going on my eyes. Alright, so it looks like we've got 50 shades of pink and a fuzzy afro. But yeah, my face looks good. At least I think it looks good. But yeah, I think it's beautiful. So here's a close-up of the eye. I don't know how much you can see how pretty this is, but I'm really glad that I chose to use this because it is super pretty. And even with like a really neutral eye, this would be a really pretty pop of color. So if you have that palette, go look up Big Bang. It's really beautiful. I'm not a big metallic lip fan, and this isn't necessarily metallic, but it's super pretty. So thank you so much for joining me, you guys. Thank you for hanging in there with me. I was super low energy today, and I was just doing the best I could to get my face on because I really wanted a Valentine's Day look up for you guys. So I hope this is not a disappointment to me. I'm really happy with it, and hopefully you will like it too. I don't think it's so difficult that you can't recreate it. I think you just have to be patient and blend a lot, go back and forth a lot. But anyways, I love the glitter. It's super pretty, and I think the way that I did it worked out really well. So all in all, a Valentine's Day success, even though I'm not wearing this on Valentine's Day. But who knows? Maybe something surprising will happen. You never know. But I love you guys very much. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoy this special day with your loved ones. And until next time, take care and God bless. Bye, guys.
light shining, darkness glows so bright.